Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a monster analysis on Oliphanatic. This is the brand new MegaTaunt monster. I haven't seen any of the skills, but the one thing I know for sure is that he has MegaTaunt because everyone has been messaging me about this monster. So let's get right into this analysis. When he was young, this monster wasn't much of a warrior. He read a lot and knew about different cultures and he liked to study history. So when a war broke out over the sovereignty of the river between his tribe and the one opposite of the riverbank, he served as a mediator. He was intelligent and eloquent. He quickly earned the respect of the chief's enemy tribe. He somehow became friends with them. They would invite him over for big meals and give him magnificent jewelry. But as he became closer with them, he seemed to lose the trust of his own family and friends back home. Oh no. Then one day, Oliphanatic was returning home after a big party at the other side of the river. He didn't realize that he was being followed. Oh no! When his tribe's guards opened the gates of the protection fence to let him in, the enemy tribe took advantage of him and stormed his families. Oh no, he was betrayed! After this abhorrent event, they had no choice but to surrender. Without homes, they lost the war and blamed Oliphanatic for it. I mean, it is his fault. They went to a new land and turned their back on him. He was left alone with no family or friends and felt he had lost everything. Man, this is a touching story. That dark shadow is what drives him now. He's reinvented himself as a somber warrior and he's determined not to trust anyone ever again. And so that is how this corrupted monster came to be corrupted. Oh my gosh, this monster, he looks so cool. I love the monster design on this guy. Alright, he is an earth tank with MegaTaunt and shield skills. He can heal himself, stun an enemy, and apply quicksand. Oh my gosh, what more can you want from a tank? He has MegaTaunt, he can deny with stun, he can apply dots, he has self-healing, he has an evolving trait. Rank 0, he's hardened. Alright, hardened, you guys know how I feel about hardened. It's an umbrella trait. It's a 20% chance protection against everything. Deny, tortures, accuracy reduction, every negative effect, 20% chance to not get hit. At rank 1, you gain immunity to curse. Oh, that is interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first monster to actually have a curse immunity. Like, just curse immunity. Which is great because that's strong. That's the strongest DOT in the game. Right, on the first turn, it takes away 10% of HP and stamina, then 20% of HP and stamina, then 40% of HP and stamina. It is so annoying because it takes away a huge chunk of your life, but also just the stamina drain on top of that. Sometimes you don't have enough stamina to do an attack just because of the darn curse. So this monster never has to worry about curse. And at rank 3, here it is, you gain MegaTaunt. Okay, so I mean... sorry, Daedalus. You know, Daedalus, I thought he would survive for a while because he was an Earth Mythic monster with MegaTaunt. So I'm like, okay, at least for wars, you can use them. Well, now that this monster's here, no one's going to be using Daedalus. This is going to be the go-to MegaTaunt monster. Shelly, M-Bomb, Beta, and Crowdcrawler, they will still survive. They're in a different element. But I think, yeah, obviously this monster's going to be the go-to. He's going to be the go-to in wars. Well, I guess I should really see his skill set before I make that because, you know, Shelly does have Revival. Crowdcrawler does have Taunt, so he can partner up really well with like a Wing Su, so that has dodge area. So we'll see. Alright, let's talk stats. This monster has a life stat of 92,290. He is officially the tankiest monster in the game. That's right, move over Boronot. Boronot only had 91,686. His power stat is 8184, which is right around the middle of all the corrupted monsters. His speed stat is the slowest of the corrupted monsters, actually tied with that of Boronot's. So overall, he's a tank. All that matters is that huge, massive life stats. We already went over the traits. His relics, he can hold double shield. I am noticing that these new monsters are holding like the same relic. Or maybe it's just whoever's in my mind. I'm pretty sure I've seen like double swords, double shields, double masks. But yeah, double shield, I mean, that just makes him even tankier. He could also pack a bigger punch if you have the Vanoss 2099 shield. It depends on what you wear on this monster. He is an adventurer, a villain, and an evil legions monster. Alright, let's go down. So the first skill we have is Warfare Elephant, which deals moderate damage. I gotta say, for a tank, he packs a punch. It's a 40 damage, 0 cooldown skill. That is not bad whatsoever. He has Ancient Tribe, applies a 30% life shield to itself. You can use this in any situation. It has no cooldown. Not any situation. It has a 30 stamina cost. Deals no damage. It's just a life shield. You know, I always like sub-skills like this because in situations where you can get possessed, it's always nice when your AI actually does something, but I predict you probably won't be running this skill. So let's move over to your other skills. So tier 1, we have Mud Jet. Deals moderate earth damage to one enemy, applies quicksand to one enemy. 40 damage, 1 turn cooldown. So in terms of damage output, it is the same as Warfare Elephants, but of course you add the quicksand on top of that, and you gotta love a DOT like quicksand. If for all you know, that's the extra percentage damage you need to take down the enemy monster. So not bad, it's only 10 extra stamina as well. We have Jungle Rumbling, which applies a 50% life shield. So 20% higher life shield. The only trade-off is you have a 1 turn higher cooldown and 10 more stamina. But I mean, come on, you'd prefer a 50% life shield over a 30. This also reminds me that Minos, the exclusive monster of Season 1, he has skills that remove shield. So I do see that counteracting going on there. Alright, we have Mud Bath. Deals moderate earth damage to enemies, supplies Quicksand. AoE Quicksand, this is probably going to be your go-to, because you can Quicksand all of the enemy team. If there just so happens to still be an enemy MegaTaunt monster alive, you can deal 90 damage to that monster and apply Quicksand to the monster. So it's going to be a good skill to run. We have Peanut Energy, applies a 50% life shield to itself and heals itself by 50%. Okay, so it is similar to Jungle Rumbling, except it gives you an immediate 25% heal. And the trade-off is you have a higher cooldown. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. It's 30, then 40, and then 50, and then 60, with the exception of that 45. So the trade-off is it has a higher cooldown, but again, you get that immediate heal. And sometimes with tanks, because they've been tanking everything and absorbing all the attacks, they really do need that immediate heal. So it's going to be interesting to decide what to run on this monster. Because you could run both of them, you know, do Jungle Rumbling on one turn, and then Peanut Energy on the next, and then Jungle Rumbling again, and you almost have a 50% life shield for like the whole duration of the match. Alright, we have Stomp the Mouse. Deals heavy earth damage to an enemy, applies stun to an enemy, 45 damage, 2-turn cooldown, yeah, single stun. Very nice. Again, single deny whenever you need it. It's kind of the reason I really also like Cryo Crawler, the fact that he can Mega Freeze or AoE Freeze, you know, just to have a tank that could also deny when you need it, that can come in handy so many times, so I like that a lot. Every wall applies MegaTaunt to itself, applies a 30% life shield to itself, and of course your MegaTaunt monster needs a way to reinstate MegaTaunt. So, there you have it. Alright, so, I guess we'll talk about the ultimate and then we'll go back to the skill set, what I would recommend. So, Earth Spears deals very heavy earth damage to enemies, applies Quicksand, and 100% life shield to itself. Okay, it's whatever. But going on to the skills, it's without saying you 100% run your MegaTaunt, right? Any MegaTaunt monster needs to be able to reapply their MegaTaunts, so Ivory Wall for sure. You also get a 30% shield with it. It has a 3-turn cooldown. I would say you 100% run your Stomp the Mouse skill. Any chance you get to deny, you know, you deny the enemy attacker, you deny the enemy attacker, that can mean the difference between winning or losing a game. So tier 3 skills, I would say 100% you run. As for the next skills, honestly, this is where it gets super situational and it's completely up to you and it's completely how you want to run this monster. You know, there's like, when I run my Shelly, I run Shelly with a 0 cooldown skill. I think it's Rush, Abyss Rush or something like that. Just because I know Shelly's going to get hit with CDA. I know there's going to be Kodamas that do CDA, or Henridge, or Taboro's sister. So I want the monster to do something. So if you know that's going to happen to you, you know, maybe a 30% life shield Ancient Tribe is not a bad idea. So it's very situational. As for wars, you could always swap to fit the situation. But I'm going to disregard the fact that you need a 0 cooldown skill. So I'm not going to talk about the basic attacks. And we're just going to focus on the tiered skills. So once again, Stomp the Mouse and Ivory Wall for sure. Your next skill you should run, I would say, once again, immediate heal is my way to go. So I would say Peanut Energy, 50% life shield and an immediate heal. I love it. Especially because a 50% life shield in this new corrupted era, that's honestly not going to go that long of a way. You fight a Wingsu, Wingsu's probably going to kill you. Like, with these obscure talents and everything, yeah, that'll just disappear. So I would say Peanut Energy. And then I would say, oh man, then it's hard. I would say Mud Bath. Honestly, if this is your MegaTaunt monster, and he's like the 3rd monster in the turn order, you probably don't need a Mud Bath. You honestly probably don't. You could probably just do a Mud Jet. If you play your cards right, by the time this monster gets a turn in, 1 enemy monster is already dead, maybe even 2 enemy monsters are already dead. So when this monster goes, most of the time you're probably going to do the stun skill. Most of the time. Or you're going to heal yourself because the battle's going to last a little longer, so you need the heal. So most of the time you're doing Stomp the Mouse or Peanut Energy. If for some reason you need to deal the damage to apply Quicksand so they die with the dots, I would say you go for Mud Jet, because that way you deal 10 extra damage and then you apply the Quicksand. You're probably not going to want to rely on a 90 accuracy AoE skill that's Quicksand to everyone when there's only 1 or 2 monsters alive. So I would say Ivory Wall, Stomp the Mouse, Peanut Energy, and Mud Jet. That is going to be my recommended skill set. And of course, you can always swap the skill to fit the situation. If you feel like you need a Jungle Rumbling on 1-turn cooldown, especially in this corrupted era, where the attackers are just so dominant. Once again, Minos can remove your shields before attacking. Wingsu can attack. Dream is an earth monster, but even him, he can attack, especially with Assault. It's scary out there. It's super scary. But that's my recommended skill set. In terms of runes for this monster, well, he's a MegaTaunt monster, so you run him like all MegaTaunt monsters. I personally like to do 3 team speed. I'll do 2 team speed and a single life. And that's usually what I'll do. I rarely ever do the 2 life and a team speed. I rarely even do 3 life. So for me, it's normally 3 team speed or 2 team speed and a single life. Again, it depends on the situation. In terms of obscure talents for this monster, honestly, you just utilize whatever is bet for the situation. If this isn't a war scenario and you know this monster is going to die, you give him a Soul Drag and he goes down killing an enemy monster. So Just work with whatever you have. Overall, he's our first MegaTaunt monster. His skill set is definitely not as fine-tuned as the Cryo Crawler or the Bombeta or the Shelly, but I think he serves a nice role where he can self-shield, self-heal, he can self-Megataunt shield, he can single deny, and he can even DOT. So overall, I really like this monster. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about this monster? Do you think he's going to be a meta monster as soon as he's released? Are the top 100 players immediately going to start using him? Do you think he's going to be used more so than Shelly and Bombeta and Cryo Crawler? Do you think it's going to be a while? Any thoughts? I am super curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.